Johnson starting over Flutie.
Okay, now we are live. Did you see the one stat Nick Sabato tweeted yesterday about the I think 4 quarterbacks in the history of Highmark Stadium have thrown for 4 touchdowns with a higher than 75% completion percentage. And there was like one other caveat to it. And it was Drew Bledsoe once. No, excuse me. It was Jim Kelly once, Tom Brady once, Josh Allen 3 times, Mitch Trubisky yesterday. It was awesome. I was like, this is great. All right. Hi, everybody who is watching on the stream. Hopefully there are people watching on the stream at this point. We will answer your questions momentarily as we get ready to go here. Bye, Dom.
I'll probably be here when the show wraps up. I got to finish a couple things.
Okay. Alrighty, dighty.
Stand by.
Prater, we think okay for...
Seems iffy.
Great.
All right, welcome back, everybody, for the final time in a regular season episode. Our final thoughts as the Buffalo Bills. What did they finish? 12-5? Yeah, yep. 12-5. 12-5 is a weird record because like nobody actually ever predicts them to finish 12-5.
I think I did.
You might have. I know. It's like always 11-6 or 13-4. I'll go back and look. Final thought of regular season.
I was going to go with the quarterback controversy. Clearly, Trubisky needs to start over Josh in the playoff game, but we'll save that for another day. So, hey, Sean McDermott, literally tip of the cap. That was a nice touch. I like a lot of the things the Bills did to commemorate the end of Highmark Stadium, but I loved Sean McDermott going old school with the Bills cap, the script Bills that Marv Levy used to wear. And I know you guys were there for Sean's postgame press conference. He had some really nice things to say about Marv. So that meant I thought it was really nice. It was a nice touch on a wonderful day.
Yeah, honestly, you said tip of the cap. Tip of the cap to a lot of the things the Bills did yesterday for the final game. They really did a nice job. It was impressive.
And they let the players get bonuses. Like the coaches had guys out there doing stuff so they could reach bonuses.
That matters.
There's organizations that don't do that.
No, that matters. Like they were fighting tooth and nail to get Ty Johnson $250,000, and eventually it worked. All right, final thought.
My final thought is more so about the roster and what they screamed at us. And that is, we know full well who their top 3 receivers are heading into the postseason. It's been such a big question all throughout, but based on their lack of activity, we know that Brandon Cooks, who is a healthy scratch for this game because they wanted to rest him, make sure he didn't get hurt, is going to be one of those guys. Khalil Shakir literally did not touch the field even though he was active. Tyrell Shavers only had 3 snaps at the end of the game when they were kneeling down.
Wow.
These are their 3 receivers that they trust more than anyone on the team, and it is very evident that Gabe Davis, Keon Coleman, and Joshua Palmer all had 83+% of snaps in that game. Tell me who their top 3 receivers are. It is Shavers, Cooks, and Shakir.
Yeah, and to Joe's point, those are the top 3 receivers, but their top pass catcher is very likely going to be Dalton Kincaid when they get into the postseason, as it should be. We will talk more about the Jags specifically coming up in a little bit, but Dalton Kincaid playing yesterday was, I think, their way of kind of ramping him up into the playoffs because they will need him. This offense has been dynamically more effective when Dalton Kincaid is producing. He has missed 5 games this year. The Bills have lost 3 of those games. I think he makes a difference, and that's coming from somebody who doesn't even really play more than 50% of the snaps almost ever, but when he is on the field, he is a weapon, and he is somebody that they need in the playoffs. This is a Dalton Kincaid redemption. Last year, the season ends with a ball falling right in front of him. This year, he needs to step up. If he does, I think the Bills' offense can reach a new level that we haven't seen in a while. All right, that is my Dalton Kincaid spiel. We are doing this show on our stream right now. We are live. If you're watching on TV, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back for the second half hour of Leading the Charge. Oh, some nice comments. Tim, hi, Tim. Hope you're well. You fine gents have crushed it all year with your coverage. Go Bills. Also, what do you think is the most intriguing matchup for the Bills and Jags this weekend? We will get there. Tim will answer that in a minute. Also, shout out Buffalo Joe, continuing to make the most of his opportunities. Red helmets and socks forever. Dalton is amazing. Dawn says, Cooks, Shavers, Shakir, top 3 receivers is pathetic. That's probably not wrong, but it's indicative of where they are right now.
Yeah, it's them trusting who they believe gives them the best chance to succeed. And Shavers is out there for run blocking. Shakir is obvious, and then Brandon Cooks gives them some kind of not only deep field threat, but like an intermediate passing game. Because there were a couple of times in that Eagles game where Cooks ran an 8-yard out. And Josh Allen hit him, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that at all this year. We really haven't seen that since Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, no kidding.
So having that element to their offense where they can get like a quick little 7-8 yard pass and it not be coming at the line of scrimmage.
Diggs was so good at that.
Hey, Jenna, just so you know, just communicate in the studio chat. I'm going to shut off my IFB at this point.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're good with the IFB. Thank you, Jenna. Somebody said, will Judon help us in the playoffs? I do not think so.
He's not going to dress, is he?
I don't know. I mean, he played yesterday, but did you even know that he played? It's probably.
I did. I noticed him.
Did you notice him because of his play or because of his sleeves?
No, because of his play. I did notice him. I thought, oh, Judon's playing.
Yeah.
Because I liked him, but I honestly thought he was shot the last year or two.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, like, what does the rotation look like? It's Joey and Greg. Then it's AJ and what?
That is what they have to decide.
Andre Jones?
Maybe. Could be Judon. Could be Javon Solomon. I think yes.
Yeah. All right, welcome back, everyone. Second half hour of Leading the Charge. We'll answer your questions during this half hour. If you're watching on TV, thank you for joining us. If you're watching on the stream, make sure to submit some questions. We will answer them both during the show and during the commercial breaks. We already have a bunch of questions. We already have a lot of different things to talk about. I think this is topical, so we will start with this. Joe asks, what is the status of our kicker situation? You want to do it or you want me to do it?
You can go for it.
Okay. All right. Matt Prater is considered day-to-day. He re-injured his calf injury in the Bills game yesterday. In the first half, he did not kick after that. Sean McDermott told us they will be working out kickers as a contingency plan if Matt Prater cannot kick. So my guess is that they add one of these kickers to the practice squad. They see how the week goes. And then if Matt Prater can't go, they elevate that person from the practice squad, and that's ultimately what happens. Did I miss anything?
No. The only thing I will add to this is that this is not a typical game week for the Bills because it is not in Buffalo.
Yeah.
All these kickers that would be trying out are going to be kicking in Florida, which makes the job inherently a bit easier than it would be if it was in Buffalo.
That's great.
So some of the guys that maybe have kicked their entire careers in a dome or in warm weather, they're on the table this week.
Wow, that's a really good point. I never even really thought about that.
Like Younghoe Koo is someone I'm thinking about because like he spent his entire career with Atlanta. This year hasn't gone great for him, but he has a lot of experience in warm weather.
Okay. All right. David asks, are the Bills allowed to pick their uniforms for Sunday? David's avatar is the Bills' red helmet, so I'm sure he wants the Bills to wear the red helmet. I do not believe the Bills are able to pick their uniform combo. The Jags will, and the Bills have to go from there. I'm assuming it's going to be white. Here's what's going to happen. I don't know this for sure. Whatever they wore in 2021, they won't do the same combo. So if it was white and blue in 2021 when they stunk, they'll go white on white.
21 or 17?
Well, that's okay. Nice segue.
Thank you.
All right. Matt, love watching this weekly. Will be wearing my Tyrod jersey to reverse the curse from our last Jags playoff loss, let alone the win.
Yeah,
when Baselli dominated Bruce.
90s.
Why do they stink against the Jags historically?
I mean, I don't know.
It's weird. It doesn't make any sense.
I think honestly, I didn't research this, but I want to look this up. Maybe you guys know. It's the games in Jacksonville. I feel like every time they play down there, not only do they lose, but it's a dog. Like they are so bad down there.
It might be because they're so obsessed with watching Jacksonville the entire game.
The best mascot maybe in the
Without
NFL.
question.
Yeah.
The best mascot in the NFL.
They beat Jacksonville here, right? It wasn't the
Last year they almost scored 50 points on them.
Fournette went nuts game. Like he got
they beat Jalen Ramsey. There was a fight.
Yeah.
That was Shaq Lawson and Fournette.
Yeah,
they got ejected. They got ejected.
Josh ran over Jalen Ramsey because he was mad. He called him trash before the draft.
They have beaten them, but it feels like the games down there are just awful.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But that was Jim Kelly's last game, the 96 playoff.
How do you think about this question? This is from Ryan. We can go to you, Howard. Who has a bigger impact on Sunday, James Cook or Dalton Kincaid?
Ooh, Ooh, that's a really good question. I will say I'm really worried about Cook running against their deep. I mean, it is the number one run defense versus the number one rush offense for what it's worth. I'm going to say I need Kincaid to really help out the passing game.
Yeah.
Because of, what we've talked about with wide receivers and who just said Joe just said were the top three. I need Dalton Kincaid to have a really good game. I think that's a bigger impact than Cook. I don't think Cook is rushing for over 100 yards.
Yeah. Here's the thing that's interesting. This goes to what we talked about a little bit in the first half hour. I think the Jags are very, very good. I also think that they've played against a lot of pretty mediocre quarterbacks and have been able to really focus on trying to stop the run in a lot of the games that they've played. The Bills are bringing in a really elite running back and a really elite quarterback. This will be a massive test for them. Go ahead.
The offensive line.
That's true too.
Come on.
I know.
How do you talk about
without bringing
How do you
up
talk about the running back without bringing up the offensive line? They do it
implied.
It's not
the
implied.
offensive line who now has the league's leading
That's
rusher?
like a kid saying, "Oh, my please and thank you was implied." Forget
My
that.
daughter is trying to figure that out. If she needs to say please or thank you,
It's not implied.
It's just implied.
He's right. You're right. Then it's not implied. Go ahead. Thank you.
I think to that question,
I think they'll limit Cook. They'll limit. I don't think Cook will go crazy.
No,
So if that's
no,
the
no,
case,
no,
then
no,
guess
no.
what? Passing game's got to have a day. Well, that's why Kincaid needs to be big.
Here's the thing about Cook.
Playoff game.
They don't need Cook to go crazy, but they need Cook and the run game to be effective on early downs.
4 yards of carry.
4 yards of carry, which is more than the Jags usually give up, by the way. But if they can get off on early downs, some nice runs, that opens things up. They don't really have the talent to be playing a ton from behind the sticks.
Are you saying the Bills like to run on first down?
They're really good at it.
Shock.
They're really consistent at it. Do you have an answer to that question? It's a good question.
Kincaid thing?
Yeah.
I tend to not view Kincaid as the answer to that question, considering he plays fewer than 40% of snaps every single game.
Yeah.
And because of that, his opportunities will be limited.
Mm-hmm.
He is more so an efficiency play rather than a volume play.
Mm-hmm.
And I generally don't like, just from my own experience, I don't like to put too much weight on those players because who knows how long they're actually going to be on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's James Cook because he has been their engine of the offense the entire season. He, I think, can do pretty well against most defenses.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with the offensive line. I think that offensive line will meet the moment and meet the challenge against the Jaguars. And I think they should be able to maybe not have a crazy day, but I think they should be able to run the ball pretty well.
All right, we are going to take a quick break on the TV side of things. If you're watching on the stream, don't go anywhere. We'll continue to answer your questions during the commercial. I have a question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really important question. I can't comment on this. I saw this on Instagram. This is a great question. How many times, I can't believe I'm asking this, but whatever, it's funny. How many times do you have to say chugga chugga before you say choo choo?
2.
0.
Chugga chugga choo choo.
You could just go choo choo.
No, it's
when
chugga,
you
chugga,
said
choo-choo.
engine, I thought of like a train engine.
Chugga chugga choo choo.
I think it's 2, but there were a lot of people saying you need to say it 6 times.
No.
Chugga chugga, chugga chugga,
No, who
chugga
says
chugga,
it's
choo
6
choo.
times? It's 2.
It's like a rhythm thing, I think.
No, it's always been 2.
I agree,
Chugga, chugga,
because
choo,
like
choo.
if I'm talking to my daughter and we're doing this in a story time, I go chugga
That's
chugga
right.
choo choo.
That's it.
But
If you're reading a story about a train to Remy and you
Yes.
want to make the sound effect, it's chugga chugga choo choo.
you wouldn't
That's
just
it,
go
it's
choo
twice.
choo. You wouldn't do that.
We actually don't do that. We instead have a wooden train horn, and
Yeah.
and
The one the
we-
Bills use?
No, and we,
Remy goes, it's third down.
no, I have him conditioned to go all aboard after he does it. You know.
I have
That's funny. I like that.
no idea why my mind went to that, but this is really good filler during the commercial. The problem is we had good things to talk about.
Oh.
Joanne says, y'all are crazy. It's 3 times. No way.
It's not.
You don't go chugga, chugga,
Chugga, chugga,
chugga,
chugga.
choo, choo. There's no rhythm to that. Are we coming back? I think we're about to come back. So you think it's 3 times? No way.
Chugga 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 choo.
No, it's
It's
chugga,
got to be.
chugga,
It's
choo,
got to be.
choo.
First off, it's got to be an even number.
Yes.
Michelle, it's got to be an even number.
Yes.
It's either 2 or 4. It can't be 3.
Yes, 100%.
Chugga 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 choo choo. It's got to be an even number.
Yes. This is phenomenal. All right, I think we're coming back in a minute. All right, no, we still have a minute
muting our
left.
mics so we can't consider.
All right. How do we go from that to more designed runs from Josh Allen? Okay, Megan says 4 chuggas, and I think that's probably fair. I actually agree, not with the chuggas, with Josh Allen having to run in this game, but I think so much depends on if his foot is okay, right?
Yeah. But
Or no.
did you watch him run out of the tunnel?
I did.
He's fine.
I watched him run into the tunnel,
He's
and I was
fine.
like, yeah, he looks like he's probably fine. Oh, that's good.
They run Trevor Lawrence too. You got to be aware of that.
Goff does
Wonders.
wonderful things.
I would imagine, yeah.
Thank goodness.
They made a mistake. They should have brought him in for the final kneel down.
I like that too. I love that.
They should have
idea. I
done
wish
that.
they
It would have
would've
been
done
just
that.
a nice little tip of the cap.
It's
He
nice
should
for
have
Trubisky.
taken the final snap inside the stadium.
Yeah.
Very full circle. Good storytelling. Got to wrap the circle. Got to close the
That's right.
circle. This is
You're that. I'll let Jim Kelly come out.
Buff
with the
State,
final
guys.
song, so. Yeah.
Storytelling 101.
Close the circle.
Close the circle.
It's like I just got done with that feature, and I'm like, oh, I did close the circle.
Did you? You thought of it.
No, I did. I don't think about it like that. I'm like, oh well, yeah, I brought it all around.
Oh, me, oh my.
All right. Chugga chugga choo choo, we're back. If you're watching on TV, you have no idea what we're talking about, and you're probably better for it. If
Yeah.
you're watching on the stream, this is why we appreciate you. A lot of people are just asking general questions about the Jags, and I totally understand that. When you think about this game, how do you just loosely think the Bills stack up to the Jags? Do you like the draw for the Bills, or do you think this is a lousy matchup for the Bills? You can start.
I like the draw. I mean, there was no. I mean, I don't think to me, their defense. I know it's had a good season. I heard what Don was talking about with the Jags reporter, but I would have been more concerned against like a Houston type defense or a Denver type defense. I like the draw. I think the Bills should be able to move the ball against that defense. Their defense lives and dies really to a large extent with takeaways.
Yeah.
They've been they'll give up yards. Their statistical rankings, the run defense is good, but a lot of the statistical rankings are middle of the pack.
Mhm.
But they take the ball away. They got 31 takeaways this season. So, protect the ball. Let's not go nuts with turning it over. And I think you can move the ball and put some points up on the Jags. Look, I'm with Joe. We talked about it. I'm not saying they're a paper tiger.
No.
But, their win streak is against a lot of bad football teams.
Yeah.
Their best win of the season was probably at Denver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
And that was
outside of
that was an impressive
that was
showing
a
by them.
really big win. Their offense crushed the Broncos.
Yeah.
But you look at that streak to say, oh, man, they've won 8 straight. They're beating teams by 19 points. They're scoring 33 a game, blah, blah, blah.
They played Daniel Jones the week he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
They faced
Yeah.
Cam Ward. They faced Jacoby Brissett. They faced Riley Leonard. They played Phillip Rivers. They faced Brady Cook, who the Bills did. Come on.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I like the matchup.
these are all good points. I think the Steelers would have been the best matchup, but I also did not have any confidence in the Steelers winning that game, and they ultimately did. So to their credit, they won that game. I think the Steelers would have been the most favorable. I've seen some people suggest, hey, you could put up points on this Patriots defense, like they're not that good. Just something about going to New England feels very different than going to Jacksonville for me, in a bad way. Like there might be more Bills fans at this game than Jags fans. I don't think the environment is going to intimidate them, and they're going against a quarterback who's played in 2 playoff games and a head coach who's coaching in his first. Like I think that might matter.
Yeah, there's a couple of reasons why I like the draw. First of which is because it's Sunday at 1 p.m.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
Kiss, kiss.
You know they're 8-1 on Sundays at 1 p.m. this year.
That's a stat.
The one loss was in Florida.
All right, we're going to scrap that stat.
Yeah, but Jacksonville and Miami,
Very different.
Basically different states.
Opposite ends.
Yeah.
And Miami does not have Jacksonville.
They sure don't. That's a home field advantage too. That's another stat. The other reason I like the draw is part of which to what you brought up. I think the fact that they're going to be going up against a team that mostly does not have any experience in this sort of environment. Now, yes, the Bills have not won a road playoff game under Sean McDermott.
There's a big asterisk on that.
Yeah, they're because they should have won 2 of them.
Yeah.
But because the Bills, and this is part of the reason why I've been somewhat optimistic about their playoff chances this year, how they are able to compartmentalize within a game, within a quarter, within a season, and just keep steady, I think is really a learned skill.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes with a lot of disappointments in the playoffs, a lot of reps in playoffs, a lot of reps in big games. And that's why you see them able to come back the way that they can in some of these games where they probably should lose.
Yeah.
So because of all those factors, I think I like, it's cliche, but the experience factor, and you don't want to put too much into it, but I do think it's real with this Bills team and what they're going down to Jacksonville and the opponent they're up against.
All right, TV, we're going to take a quick commercial break. If you're watching on the stream, we will continue this conversation. Wesley says, how can the Bills – I'm still getting people commenting on the Chugga, which is just great. Wesley, how can the Bills win without a good kicker? Wesley, this is weird. The Jags have the –
Great kicker.
I don't know if he's the best, but he's one of the
Really good.
one of the 3 best kickers. This might force the Bills to be even more aggressive, and that might not be a bad thing. Now, there's a difference between being aggressive and reckless. You do not want to be reckless. Joe's point about the weather is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Because it's not even something I'd think about.
No, I
but
didn't
it's
either.
so much
worry
easier.
about wind and
that's what,
reading
and
stadium
honestly,
winds and
that's
all that
probably
crap.
the rest of the way, right?
No, Denver.
Denver.
That
Well,
could help.
With the altitude
Yeah,
help?
yeah, but
right?
it's still conditions.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not Buffalo.
New England would be tough.
New England would be tough, but I mean, okay, if you go Jacksonville and you once again, we're not getting ahead of ourselves, but if you win, you're probably going to Denver.
However, based on what I heard from McDermott today,
I mean, if Prater's day to day,
I think they're feeling pretty good about him being back for the divisional round at worst.
you
But
think
here's the other
Prater would not want to go back to Denver?
Oh, he absolutely would.
That's what I mean.
But I think the guy who sent in the question, I think, is more worried. Like, does this mean that they're not going to try point afters? They're going to have to go for 2. They can't kick any field goals unless it's under 35. Like, it's not that extreme.
No, it's not.
Even
that
if they don't have Prater,
Uh-huh.
they'll get an NFL kicker in,
Yeah.
and they'll have the ability to do that.
Yeah, thank goodness nobody has commented like, let Ray Davis do it, because I'm like, okay, now you can go find like a real kicker to kick. You don't need your running back to do it unless something goes terribly, terribly wrong in the actual game itself. And also, wouldn't their punter probably be able to kick extra points? Not saying well.
Wisnowski?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, he could
They don't
kick it
never
off.
practice that stuff, do they?
No, it's
He's a kicker,
It's,
like-
it's a different
I
skill
don't know.
set. It's a different skill set.
It's a different skill set, but don't you think you'd be able to do it?
I think you're belittling punters.
No, I'm not. And I know that you appreciate punters here.
I'm just kidding. You're not belittling
Oh, this is a great comment. This is from Ryan. Trevor Lawrence has thrown 5 interceptions in his 2 playoff games.
Yeah.
But he did have 4 against the Chargers.
They won
so
one of those.
they
They
won
came
one of
back
those.
and right.
Yeah,
They-
wasn't
didn't
it
they
that
came-
one? He
was
threw
that the
4
game?
interceptions and won.
In the first half, they were getting blown out.
Yeah.
They came back and beat the
All
Chargers.
right, 1 minute to come up.
Here's what I'm amazed.
Punter is the holder. No, Andy, I understand the punter is the holder, but they could find some other athlete like Trubisky could go do
hold.
it. I'm not saying you want him to. I'm saying worst case scenario.
What was your question?
Oh, I was going to say I was amazed that when we were talking to Tre'Davious White after the game, he had Blake Bortles like that.
Oh,
For the playoff game.
Trey
He's like Blake Bortles, right? I'm like,
oh, that's right. He was the quarterback.
And he
Whoa.
said he had more rushing yards
Yeah,
than passing
that's
yards,
right. He
and
did.
we still lost. And I was like,
but he had some big scrambles.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Trey is amazing.
he's great.
Trey is the best.
Great.
All right,
Full
we're
circle.
coming back in
Full
10
circle
seconds.
Trey, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Jacksonville to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How about that?
All right, welcome back, everyone. So the Bills getting ready to take on the Jags. 10 minutes left in the show. Big Bo just comments, this has to be a James Cook game. There has been so much talk about them not allowing a 75-yard rusher. I feel like the Bills can push them through, on the ground and up front. I don't know why I'm struggling to read right now. But he basically said it needs to be a big James Cook game. Do you think that's right? Do you go good on good and say, okay, we're going to beat you with what we know you're good at? Or is it really just kind of in elements the Bills need to be able to have some success? I think it's that.
They have to be able to access it because if they become a one-dimensional passing offense, not going to go well.
Yeah, you can't ignore. I mean, you can't go in intimidated by a statistic that says they're number 1 rush defense and go, well,
Just the
we're
same way
going to
that-
have to pass 50 times.
Just the same way they can't go into it thinking that, the Bills are going to run all over us because
no,
it's just
you do what you got to do. You run Cook. I mean, I know I picked Kincaid, but I get it. Joe's right. I mean, thank God for Cook. I don't know where the offense would have been this season if it wasn't for him. So you still got to run him and do what you want to do. You don't be afraid of Jacksonville's defense.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. You have whoever you have on your schedule. And guess what? You guys have played a bunch of cream puffs too. I have not played anybody. Hey, I'll get some snaps in at right tackle and I'll do my best. The Bills schedule the last 8 weeks is notably more challenging than the Jags. That is not to say the Jags are not a good team. Nobody is saying that. I think the Jags are a very good team.
Yep, I agree.
But I think the Bills have the potential to be an elite team. Am I wrong there?
I think you are correct. The way that I kind of view Jacksonville, I think they are a good team. I kind of view them in the same vein as what Denver was last year.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah,
it's kind of like, okay, this is the year before the year to me. Could be wrong. Maybe they're ahead of schedule and everything along those lines, well coached. But I still think they're like one more rotation of an off season to where they can add some more pieces for becoming a real legit contender. And I also want to see Trevor Lawrence do it for a consistent portion of time. So yeah, there's a lot of good signs there. And the Bills certainly need to take heed to all of the things that they have done well, but I don't think the Bills are looking past the Jaguars.
No, I told Howard when he walked in, I think whoever wins this game is in the AFC. And I know that's not like a crazy take because it's only one more win, but I was like, I very much see whoever wins this game as a team that can go to the AFC Championship. And that's not a crazy take. The AFC is so unbelievably wide open. There's not a team that you're like, oh, that team is definitely the most dangerous, or oh, that team is complete. Right? Besides, I would be stunned if the Steelers went to the Super Bowl. Nobody else in the AFC would surprise me.
They shouldn't even
Chargers,
get
I think,
near
for
the
me.
conference
Chargers would
championship
surprise
game.
you.
Well, with that offensive line, I don't think they can
Offensive
string together
line
enough wins.
plus Herbert's hand injury, I think, is really a bit of a crutch.
One more commercial. Conversation continues, and then we'll say goodbye. John, I heard Ty Johnson was injured. John, he is day to day.
He came back.
He came back in the game.
No, I know, but McDermott said today he was injured. Yeah, he's day to day, but I think that's just more of like a pain tolerance, load management type thing. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned there. Who would you suggest as kicker if Matt Prater can't go? Would you say Younghoe Koo?
Koo is somebody to keep an eye on. They had a couple of other tryout guys. Someone who might have kicked in Jacksonville too could be on their radar too. So I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ryan Lindell, think he'd do it?
I think Ryan's living a fine life.
Did Ryan Lindell also kick in Jacksonville? I think I'm right.
He might have.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Where is that? Right
No. I think Lindell was gone. I think it might have been Dan Carpenter.
Ryan Lindell. Let's look.
Where's
shall we?
Lindell these days?
But Lindell has been gone for longer than you think.
Yeah, he has. No, Seattle, Buffalo, and then 1 year in Tampa Bay. But how about 10 years in Buffalo?
Yeah, I know.
Pretty impressive.
Very nice guy. Right?
Yeah, I was before I covered him, so I
went to Washington State.
I already exited out, so I don't know.
Who was the kicker in 2017?
Washington State Cougars. Ryan Lindell is 48 years old.
Who was the kicker in
2017 for the Bills?
I don't
know.
That's before Dan Carpenter?
I don't
Or
know.
after Dan Carpenter?
Yeah.
after Mike Hollis? No, he was
No,
further
he was
back.
before that.
I think it was Dan Carpenter, is my guess.
That was my initial guess too, but I can't remember off the top.
Mike Hollis, former Jaguar, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Let's see here.
Former Jaguar.
Jaguar.
There you go. When you're going to Jacksonville,
are
you
you
got
on
to say it correctly.
You're right.
Am I going to find this before you
You are.
with a head start?
Probably. Oh, I got it.
Okay, who is it?
Steven Hauschka.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
That's right. Hauschka was right after Carpenter.
Yes, right after,
money.
and then also extended into the 2019 year.
What are you doing here? Just
Yeah.
final thought or okay.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Getting ready to wrap up this show. The next time we talk to you for this leading the charge, we will know if the Bills are off to the divisional round or if their season has come to an end. We just talked a little bit about the draw. A few people have asked, who's an X factor? I know it's very early in the week. Joe is going to go grind the tape, so I'm not like holding you to it, but is there anybody immediately that comes to mind? You can't say Josh Allen. Not that you would, but you can't say Josh Allen.
I don't know. I think the defensive secondary, being able to limit how well the Jaguars have been able to pass the ball recently, I think that's a big thing. So the Benford Bishop combo to me is the thing, because if they have a good game and they frustrate Trevor Lawrence a bit, they force a turnover, maybe two, then this is a completely different ball game. So I'm going to go with them.
Yeah,
It's a very good top three wide receivers with Brian Thomas, right? Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers. That's a really good group.
And they're
of
missing
receivers.
Travis
and
Hunter.
they're missing Travis
he's out
Hunter
for the year. That's
Yeah,
right.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. Do either of you know off the top of your head? Somebody just said, what's Sean McDermott's record against rookie head coaches? Is it as strong as his record against rookie quarterbacks? I would doubt it is because, like, I'm even just thinking about this year. Is rookie head coaches meaning
First year.
first year ever, not like Vrabel doesn't
Right,
count
he
as like a
doesn't count.
rookie with the Patriots. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
It's probably pretty good. I mean, Sean McDermott has a pretty impressive resume
Mhm.
in general. So yeah, there's something there. Yeah, I think that this is a really tough game. I think it's a tad cliche and sometimes gets tossed around. I think the Bills can beat any team in the AFC if they play well. Like truly, I shouldn't say I think they can. I feel confident they can beat any team in the AFC if they play well. I just don't know if they're going to play well. They haven't done it consistently this year.
No, but they're, at the end of the day,
Mhm.
they have the better quarterback.
Yep.
They have the more experienced team. They have the better running back. I think they have the better offensive line.
I agree.
So I think there are a lot of
By the
things
way,
you would put in
thanks
the
for
Bills
looking at me
column.
when you said offensive line.
Yeah, well done.
I'm trying to stay on brand. with you.
Well done for the
I
bet.
think there are a lot of things you would put in the Bills column if you did a breakdown on who's got the edge on what side.
Real quick, Chiefs waived Bouchel. Did the Bills re-sign
Yes.
him? Yes.
I was waiting for this. I literally wrote it in my column last night.
Uh-huh.
If there was anyone with a Bills knowledge of the playbook, they will be back literally tomorrow. I would expect this. Like, I wouldn't even be surprised if they send him to the 53-man roster and have him be whatchamacallit,
right.
emergency QB.
We have to go. That is Joe Biscaglia. That is Howard Simon. I am Matt Bove. For Jenna and Michelle in the control room, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a lovely rest of your evening. We'll see you guys next Monday.